Hey guys, what it do? It's your boy Supreme Uchiha the God, and today I am both happy and unhappy. Um, I'm happy because Sora is finally getting the attention she deserves. Very long awaited. We got to see a little glimpse more of her real life and, just the stressful life that she has. And again, I've been saying this and I feel like a broken record, but we need more real life stuff outside Lucid Adventure. Um, I really think that when the story flips between the two, it's far more interesting. I still hold on to that Nightmare is an awful villain, although No Name is pretty interesting in a way. I just feel like if if the Nightmare thing could have been better if it was like a character is dead, a Nightmare version of them is created, then it's more of friends trying to fight somebody that they love, except the person that they love is dark. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that like we'll just repeat rinsing and repeating the same fight over and over again. Master Swordman has fought Master Swordman like 5 times. You know, Choco BB has fought Choco BB like we've seen the same motherfuckers fight over and over again, and because it's just a mirror reflection, negative reflection of their own characters, we already know everything to expect. There's no surprises. There's zero surprises about what any of these characters have. Sora's power buff is is eating more and being a gluten. Get, guess what her nightmare version is? Starvation, to not eat. It's just it's just hard to be excited by that. You know what I'm saying? Dark doesn't have a nightmare version. We thank God. But yeah, just even watching Sora's fight, her moves were amazing. I love the art style. Everything was beautiful. Sora's own growth was great. The fact that she sees herself almost like an exterior member, and other people saw her that way, and all of that emotional aspect was very good. I just wish she was fighting somebody else instead of herself. I think if she was fighting even some random no face that we never heard of that's just really strong, I almost prefer that, to be honest. Um I just feel like by having these nightmare villains, it just takes away from characters. You know? I don't know. I'm personally disappointed by that. But I love that Sora is getting the attention it deserves. I love that Sora is at the forefront. Um I can't wait for us to kind of skip past this nightmare fiasco and get to the nitty gritty. I think I'm excited for Hardcore Leveling Warriors Nightmare. I think that's exciting because we know how powerful and overwhelmingly powerful he is. So it's like, how do we defeat him? Those like things to think about, those things you can theorize about. Maybe we'll see the full extent of Hardcore Leveling Warriors. Although now we already know, since every nightmare has lost to the real life counterpart, we know that nightmares just aren't as strong as the real life counterparts. They don't have the same growth spurt. They don't grow at the same rate. Um they just aren't really capable of becoming as strong as the main characters, right? I think again Nightmare would have been more interesting if, let's say, half of the characters got killed by the nightmares. You know what I'm saying? There should be more at stake. It doesn't feel like there's anything at stake. I mean, Yopi's nightmare version was terrified of him. That's interesting. That's extremely interesting. But we never got to meet that nightmare no Yopi. We still don't really know what the fuck is going on in Yopi's head. We still out here just confused. That's an interesting character. That's somebody that could have been an antagonistic character for this season in a much larger scale. He really could have played a much bigger role in the whole, and he's been playing a role, having the whole fucking. I just feel like we didn't need Nightmare as a villain, to be quite honest with you. I feel like No Name was enough, and maybe her only, having minions and getting Hardcore Leveling Warrior a Nightmare version, and maybe they should made it just like impossibly hard to make nightmares, and she just locked out by getting the Nightmare of Hardcore Leveling Warrior, and maybe using his lucky coin to make other nightmares. That there's just other ways Nightmare could have been represented. And I know this is a Sora video, but it's just kind of imperative in why I should be way happier than I am about this chapter. I should be over the moon. I should be dancing in the rain. I should be like, oh my god, Sora, yes, queen, yes, oh my god, slay queen. Because we already know, look, in a lot of action based, fantasy based stuff like this in mangas and webtoons, women characters are kind of done dirty, bro. Like, and I'm kind of sick of that shit. I really want to see, like, this is why I love Rachel. This is why I think Rachel is one of the best antagonists I've ever read. Yes, people hate her, but hating somebody does not mean bad writing. She's written extremely proficiently well. She's written so amazing, so immaculately well. In fact, I prefer her over Bam by a long shot. You know what I'm saying? She's my second favorite character in Tower of God, just behind the god himself, Wangnan. You know what I'm saying? Um, but yeah, man, I want to see Sora do a bit more, and I'm glad that No Name is our villain. You know, again, female representation. I know people like, oh, it doesn't matter, character the character doesn't matter if she's male or female. Exactly. This is why it's good that she's a female, because she's a really good character that just happens to be female, right? You know, Sora has the potential and had the potential to be a much better character than she actually is. She's still one of my favorite characters just because of her personality and shit, but impact wise, she just, you know, she doesn't really get enough to do. She doesn't really get enough moments, right? Dark has tons of moments. Obviously, Ethan has tons of moments. Damn it, even goddamn Hot Heater has tons of moments. More moments than Sora, really. You know what I'm saying? Hot Heater has his whole story with the dragon, the evil dragon, and you know, even when they were doing the whole alliance thing, and the evil dragon had to show up and save his ass, and how rusty he's gotten. There's like so much just from that. He's not there too often, but when he's there, we get so much from him. Sora, on the other hand, is like she been gone for like a long ass time, and the only thing we got is her ego sword is now a person. Great. But what about Sora herself? You know, she looked almost big at some point, like she was chubby or some shit, which is fine. She's a gluten, she should be, right? But then obviously when she fights, it's like muscle. She's like, you know, it's like great. Those are all visual representations. I'm looking for more character representation. She still seems very frail. She still seems very not confident. You know what I'm saying? And we that was her in season one. Her in season one was her being uncertain of herself and being unsure of herself and not really feeling like she's as strong. But she was on a journey of trying to, you know, be as good in order to impress Hardcore Leveling Warrior, because that's the person that saved her that one time. And then they obviously became friends, and you know, she fell under the shadow of them two, Dark and Ethan and Heart Eater, for just being so overwhelmingly gifted. And then she, you know, she went on her own journey for like a year, getting way stronger. I want to see more of that journey. Instead of her just fighting monster, I want to see the mental angst of it all. I want to see what she, you know, the trauma. I want to feel that. I want the emotions, bro. I don't know if WandaVision did this shit to me, but now I just want emotions from every goddamn character. I want to know what they thinking, bro. WandaVision, the only thing that let it down is the ending and obviously the cameo. Literally, the last episode let it down. That's it. Everything else was just like amazing, like god tier shit to me, in my opinion. The last episode just shot that bitch way down because it just ruined so much potential. But everything it did before that was phenomenal with characters, and I think that's what's important here. We need better character work. Yopi so far has been a phenomenal character, even through the mystery and him allegedly being dead right now. I don't think he's dead. It's Yopi. He definitely has a bigger role in the story. Light, you know what I'm saying? You know, Dark's brother. You know, he's, you know what I'm saying? He was a phenomenal character too. Last season especially, he was really out here like a thorn in the backside because he trying to make sure he wins that company. The whole Giga family. I love the whole Giga family. Every character in the Giga family is phenomenal. Kato, Hannah, everybody. Phenomenal. Right? And then we just have Nightmare. And they're just there. It doesn't really let these characters grow that well. I mean, we got some information about Master Swordsman and Choco BB in the gang, but I just don't think it was worth the sacrifice. I mean, we've gotten more, you know, we've learned more about Master Swordsman and his whole gang than we've learned about Sora, who is should have been the secondary main character of season 2. She should have been the second protagonist, just the way, you know, Dark was the second protagonist of season 1. Sora should have been the second protagonist of season 2 the whole time. You know what I'm saying? She should have had her own separate storyline happening alongside Dark or something, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Maybe I'm expecting too much. Maybe I'm just ranting for no reason. But I just wanted to rant about Sora, bro. I love her character. I love the potential of her character. But I just think right now the bads are outweighing the good, and I don't want her character to be ruined. She deserves so much more, bro. She deserves so much more. I need her to shine more. This chapter should not be a thing where we had to wait like 100 chapters for. This should be something that happens consistently. We need to see her struggle. We need to see her get up and win. And even her now powering up like this, it doesn't feel as earned as when Dark powered up, right? When Dark powered up, we saw him fail and flop and all of that stuff. With Sora, we just skip a year and oh yeah, she has this ability. Oh wait, you didn't know she also has this ability. And it's kind of like then you're giving us a flashback there, which is like it's if it's a villain, it makes sense if you do that to a villain because you're not following the villain the whole time. So when you get like an Obito flashback or you get a Pain flashback in the middle of a fight, it's phenomenal. It's amazing because you don't know anything about this character. We know everything. We know a lot about Sora. So like we should have seen her do this shit. We should have been introduced. This flashback should have happened way before this fight so that you set it up for this fight. You know what I'm saying? When you have the flashback in the fight and it's a character you already know, it feels like, why didn't they ever mention this? Why didn't they ever bring this up? You know what I'm saying? It doesn't feel as earned. A villain doesn't need to earn the strength. A villain can show up and just be OP, right? And then you show the flashback, and then you're like, oh, damn, that's amazing. But a character you follow, you should always see the growth. You should always see the growth so that whenever they do something, it feels earned. It didn't really feel earned. I'm not even as mad as Master Swordsman doing it because, again, he's not he wasn't really, he was like a side character in season 1, so it makes sense that we wouldn't know that much about him. So when it's a flashback of him, and I enjoy it that much either anyway, but it's a flashback, I can forgive that. Like, yo, this character isn't that important. Fine. Sora is that important, bro. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of what disappoints me right now about Hardcore Leveling Warrior Season 2, man. And I really want to love this shit, bro. I praise Season 1 so much, bro. Season 1 was like an A-tier shit, bro. Season 2 is just not it, bro. If I started Hardcore Leveling Warrior and it started with Season 2, I would have dropped it. 100% I would have dropped it. I don't think I would have kept reading it. I would have stopped reading it, bro, because it's just not offering enough. I don't even know how a show can go from so good to so mediocre, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's disappointing, but hey, we move, man. I just can't wait for the Hardcore Leveling Warrior to be saved, and then maybe season 3 is gonna redeem itself. Cause season 2 does far a massive disappointment. I don't really see how Nightmare can get any better. No Name and stuff, like, I really don't see it. I really, really don't see how, that can happen. And we're almost forced in the same scenario where they have to bring Hardcore Leveling Warrior back to defeat Hardcore Leveling Warrior. And I feel like that was already season 1. Like, they had to bring back Hardcore Leveling Warrior at his prime to defeat, and to win them that tournament. And I feel like Dark has gotten this strong, and maybe he's the one that's going to feed Hardcore Leveling Warrior, which obviously be amazing, and then save Hardcore Leveling Warrior. But I don't know. I feel like Dark is fine. Ethan is fine. I don't know. I just feel like Dark and Ethan and Yopi and all of these amazing characters are just being are there. It's just Sora is just not on the level right now, and it's really disappointing. You know what I'm saying? I just want to see her be raised up to that level, and and I feel like there's so many great and interesting characters that we really did not need Nightmare at all. It's just dragging the story down for me. Like, how many times are we gonna watch Master Swordman fight Master Swordman? How many times are we gonna watch goddamn Choco BB fight Choco BB? How many times are we gonna watch Sora fight Sora? Like, how many times are we gonna watch all these Nightmares get their ass whooped by the real versions? There's no. Anyway, guys, it's been your boy Supreme the God. I'm done complaining. I hope you like the video. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. I also have a Discord. I'm gonna try to leave a link. I don't know how to do this because the links disappear after 7 days, so it's a bit hard. I don't know. I'll try to figure some shit out. But I have a Discord. If maybe when we get 1,000 followers, we're gonna try to, or subscribers, we're gonna try to make that shit more prominent and active. But yeah, I'm out. I appreciate it. Love me like a rock star.
Love me like a rock star in your dreams. Drive me like a sports